Hi guys, so this is my February book haul. I bought a total of 11 books throughout the course of the month. So let's get started. The first book I have is an antique book, and it is The Return of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. If you kind of look close, you can see CD up here engraved in it. And the only problem is, I'm kind of scared to read it because when you open it up, the front cover kind of looks like it's going to fall, about ready to fall off. But yeah, this is from, I think, said 1903, and it's in a lot worse, it's in worse condition than my Shakespeare book, which is from the 1870s. So, but yeah, I'm hopefully going to be collecting more antique books in the future. So, the next one I have is Witch World by Christopher Pike, the author of the Thirst series. Get a glare off from my window. This says, heading off for a weekend in Las Vegas with her friends, Jessie Rail has only one worry: how to make it through the road trip in the same car with her ex, Jimmy Kelter, the guy who broke her heart 5 months ago when he dumped her for no reason. The guy who's finally ready to tell her why he did it because he wants her back. But what Jessie doesn't realize is that Jimmy is the least of her problems. In Vegas, she meets Russ, a mesmerizing stranger who shows her how to gamble and who never seems to lose. Curious, Jessie wants to know his secret, and in response, alone with her in this hotel room, he teaches her a game that opens a door to another reality, to Witch World. Jessie discovers that she stumbled into a world where some people can do the impossible, and others may not even be human. For a time, she fears she's lost her mind. Are there really witches? Is she one of them? So, it sounds really interesting, and I like this cover. Very bright red. The next one I have is Darkhenge by Catherine Fisher. This is a pretty intriguing cover. There's little faces down here underneath of the tree, and it sounds pretty good. I'll read you the synopsis of this one as well. It's been 3 months since Rob's younger sister, Chloe, fell into a coma after a riding accident, and his life is in disarray. Rob's parents spend most of their time at his sister's bedside, and his best friend is afraid to talk to Rob about Chloe. To distract himself, Rob takes a job working at a secret archaeological site where workers have uncovered a mystical ring of black timber. At its center is an ancient tree at its center, an ancient tree is buried upside down in the earth. A tree with the power to transport Rob to the unworld where Chloe lives in a forest of enchanting dreams, trapped between life and death. So it sounds really intriguing, and I look forward to getting around to this hopefully really soon. It's not too long, so maybe I could get around to it within the next month or so. The next one I have is Unison Spark by Andy Marino. And this is about a girl named Mistletoe, and this thing called the Unison, where it's like a social network that knows you better than you know yourself, and everyone that's like really rich can afford it, and they have it. There's a bunch of like different zones. There's the rich top side and the poor sub-canopy zones, and this girl named Mistletoe can only dream of logging in to the Unison, and she has to make do with technological hand-me-downs. She meets Ambrose Trow. I don't know how to say that name, but he is the heir to the empire of Unison, and he renders into the sub-canopy streets, and mistletoe saves him from uniformed men. They discover they share similar dreams and a significant past. They begin to unravel the mysteries of their identities and learn that they're pawns in a bigger game, the Unison 3.0 upgrade. So it sounds really good. It's like very sci-fi-ish. And I haven't really read much sci-fi aside from the Lorien Legacies series. So I look forward to reading this pretty soon. It's fairly short, so hopefully I can get to it really soon. The next one I have is Jessica Rules the Darkside by Beth Fantasky. And this is the sequel to Jessica's Guide to Dating on the Dark Side, which I have right here. And I haven't read it yet, but I look forward to reading it soon. And I'm planning on marathoning the two at some point. So I honestly like this cover a little bit more than the first cover. So the next one I have is Beneath the Mask by David Ward. And this is part of the Grassland trilogy. It's really shiny. I didn't know when I got this that this was book 2 in the trilogy, so I'm not really going to get into too much of what it's about, just since it's the second book. But the first one is Escape the Mask, so I'll be needing to get that pretty soon so I can start this. But it looks really interesting. The next one I have is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. And when I was taking the sticker off, it kind of tore the cover up there, which kind of makes me mad, but I look forward to reading this. I'm trying to collect all of Jane Austen's work, and so far I'm managing pretty well. I'm not going to really get into what this is about, since this is pretty well known. The next one I have is Star Island by Carl Hiaasen, and this is about a 22-year-old pop star named Cherry Pie, and she's attempting a comeback after her latest drug and alcohol disaster. And she has this undercover stunt double named Anna DeLuisa, who portrays Cherry whenever she is too wasted to go out into public. And she is mistaken for Cherry, Anne has been mistaken for Cherry and is kidnapped from a hotel by this obsessed paparazzi guy named Bang Abbott. And the people who are, like, I guess, in charge of Cherry in her career or whatever, they want to rescue Anne, but they want to keep her role a secret, and everything gets more complicated than they know. And Anne had a bewitching encounter with this guy named Skink, who is an unhinged former governor of Florida, and he's heading to find her in Miami. And it says, will Skink track down Anna DeLuisa before Cherry's motley posse does? Will Cherry sober up in time to lip-sync her way through her concert tour? Stay tuned. Now, normally I wouldn't be inclined to pick up a book like this, but I do love Carl Hiaasen's writing, so I'm checking it out, see what I think of it. Hopefully I like it, but you never know, kind of opening my mind up this year to different stuff that I would normally never read. So, check this out soon. The next one is The Fire Within by Crystal Lacey, and this is the first book in the series. I have the second one, Icefire, up here. And hopefully I can now marathon this one and Icefire, then get the third one. But this is about dragons, and it says, when David moves in with Liz and her 11-year-old daughter Lucy, he discovers a collection of clay dragons that may or may not come to life. His own special dragon inspires him to write a story which reveals the secret behind a mystery. Soon, David, in order to solve the mystery and save his dragon, must master the magic of the fire within, not only with his hands, but also with his heart. So it sounds really good, and I love fantasy, so I look forward to reading this really soon. The next one is just kind of a funny book that I decided to pick up, and that's Shakespearean Detectives, Murders and Mysteries Based on Shakespeare's Lives and Plays by, edited by Mike Ashley, instruction by Edward Marston. So this sounds really funny type of book. It's got a bunch of different little things in here. So I look forward to reading this really soon. I might read sections of it at a time, just throughout the year. But it sounds really funny. And lastly is The Gates of Troy by Glenn Liffey. I'm not sure how you say that. I didn't know until I looked up on Goodreads that this is the second book in a series, because there's no numbers on it to say otherwise. It's part of the Adventures of Odysseus series. But basically it's kind of like Troy, Battle of Troy, and Odysseus and Helen of Sparta, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I need to get the first book so I can start this. And yeah, that is my February book haul. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books that I hauled and what you thought of them, and also what books you got in the month of February. So until next time, bye!